Hey Leo, we're going to do your weekly reading for week beginning April the 12th or 13th, depending on where you find yourself on the globe. Now, weekly readings are the practical application, if you like, across the month, when the monthly readings are the practically soulful. So they are the soul messages that come through, higher consciousness, wisdom learnings for the month, that want to ground down and apply to the different quadrants and multidimensional aspects of your life and being, and the weeklies reflect that. Okay, so maybe you are going through some emotional stuff, maybe you are going through a lot of thinking, perhaps you're going through some healing, perhaps you're going through psychic stuff, or it could be quite deep soul messages. Okay, so it really depends on the individual. So this is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, wherever you find yourself in the natal chart, reflecting the Sun. Okay, Leo, how are you feeling this week? Collectively, the energy has been quite heavy for a couple of weeks, and I've noticed a shift this week. So that can play out in a number of ways. Definitely there are many out there that might be feeling that lift. There are others that might be feeling the heaviness of the last 2 weeks. It all depends on the individual and how they experience and what's going on uniquely for their own journey too. So it does feel light as we move into the coming weeks. Like April, towards the end of April, feels really clearing. But certainly we've come out of a zero field, a 0 point field, the healing void, okay, the cosmic womb where there is no parameters. It just is the void of nothingness, and that actually can be quite energetically disorientating for a lot of sensitives. But we've come out of that 0 point field. Have seen a lot of 999 and 111 energy. I don't know why I feel like I need to tell you that, Leo. I don't tend to talk about the light codings that I see on the zodiacs, but I feel like maybe some Leos out there are seeing a lot of 111 and 999 energy. So obviously that's right in between endings and beginnings. You know, it's that knowing that something is ending, but yet something is yet to begin. So let's see where you're at. I feel like I need to get the middle. Source. I love the high vibe cards now, just because of the time of day and the lighting I've got. There's a lot of beautiful yellow and white imbued lighting energy up here. So this is a picture that depicts source, and that can mean anything you want it to mean, Leo. Perhaps you are finding that you're connecting into your higher self, you're connecting into the very essence of faith unfolding, you know. It's your connection to your angels and guides, whatever prayer therapy means for you, whatever prayer means for you, whatever feels therapeutic as far as connection to something far greater than you really are. I do want to say I'm speaking to Leos this week that have some activations happening around their connection to higher source, higher knowing, the energy of faith. You know that everything will work out okay. You know that exactly what you're experiencing right now is of greater purpose. You feel a strong connection to the future vision, if you like, whatever that means. You're not limited. You're not limited by fear, and certainly if you are in some shape or form, Leo, you know, it is about reaching out. It is about being practical and connecting into your networks, yes. However, for many others, this also complements that same process, okay? It's not about substituting one off for the other. It's about connecting in with what works right for you. I am very practical in my beliefs about addressing our needs when it comes to our mental needs, our emotional needs, our energetic needs, our soul needs. And you know what, Leo, when it comes to mainstream clinical care, not that I'm a professional, you know, our mainstream society has got a lot of extensive knowledge out there when it comes to our physical health, our emotional health, and our mental health, yeah? The lower realms, I like to call it, the base elements of experiencing being, because after that we've got our energy body, and after that our connection to soul, which is not covered in mainstream at all. So how does all of it holistically blend together? Which one do we access when we need to? Well, I essentially believe that we need to access all of them, but this is about going even deeper, even higher, okay? But being practical. If you need to talk, Seek some support. If you need guidance, go and seek professional assistance. If you need some stronger understanding around spirituality or psychic experiences, seek those that perhaps know about that. You know, it's truly about connecting in to something a bit bigger, bigger than your circumstances. It's about connecting into, how I simplify it, is about connecting into the energy of faith, you know, which is a sustenance in itself. It sees us through challenging times. It sees us through, you know, deep pain. It sees us through the anxiety of the unknown, but that is not without saying that it doesn't get addressed in practical levels too. Okay, so it's about knowing ourselves so well, so inherently, that we know exactly what we need at all times. Okay, Leo, let's see what the tarot wants to say. But I'm speaking to Leos that have some dream activations, visualizations, higher wisdom, higher knowing, some clear understandings around what's trying to come through. You are connecting to the other side, is what I want to say as well. You are connecting into a higher vision of your circumstances. Source. Source. It feels inspiring, it really does. It doesn't, but I'll see what the tarot wants to clarify. It does feel like that perhaps even is reflective of what you are moving towards and away from. There we go. I thought so. You might be going through challenges right now as we speak. You are definitely going through an ending and a beginning. My goodness me, look at this. When I talked about 999 and 111, this is your 999, that's an ending. This is your outcome. This is your ace underneath the deck. Ace of Cups. That's your 111. Where you are right now, okay, I do see you're wanting to move towards peace. You're wanting more peaceful times. You're wanting more peaceful circumstances within a situation. You're wanting more peaceful experiences within your current routine, for sure. I do feel that something happened recently that ultimately was the call towards an ending, okay? Because this is the Judgment card. Now, I don't know if you've kept yourself busy, Leo, with a mainstream routine because you work in essential services, or you've kept yourself busy in some form of another, caring for your family, caring for others, but you intuitively knew something has been trying to call you and get your attention, whether it's to address some issues within a connection, whether it's to address how you're feeling about the current role you play within your family, within your relationship, within your workplace, and how important, what is important to you. You know, when the trumpet sounds, when the Judgment card calls, it ultimately asks us to address our deeper needs and what our moral fibers are as we graduate up. You know, who we are today is different to who we were a year ago and 5 years ago, and I'm feeling this deep transition actually, like it's, you've tried to keep yourself busy, Leo, is what I'm feeling, because where you are, there's a need for communication. You're watching conflict, you're experiencing conflict, you're wanting to walk away, you're conflicted by what you're seeing. Now I feel like I'm even looking at a Leo that is experiencing, you're not agreeing with what's going on at work. I feel like this is career related. It could definitely be family, it could definitely be a relationship. I just saw a vision of someone just sort of looking around like, this doesn't resonate with me anymore. I do not agree with the values, with the leadership. Feeling watched and overly criticized is what I also want to say, Leo. You're being guided here. You're seeking inspiration from something a lot bigger than this situation. And I think you intuitively have known in the recent past that the time is up on something, the time to move away and away from conflict towards what resonates, what feels like peace to you at this stage. You are moving away from conflict, that's no doubt, actually. And I think once you get over the hurdle of something that's holding you back, and it's just in your thoughts, okay, because we're working with the sword energy here. Once you get over this hurdle, you might have already recently done this, you might be soon to do it. I feel it soon, okay? Because the energy you're moving into for the rest of the week is absolutely clearing and is absolutely enriching. It's like, you know when you make a decision and you just know, You know, without a shadow of a doubt, you feel it with every fibre and cell of your being. There is no going back. There is no going back to an old way of life. There is no going back. That connection has fulfilled its purpose in my life. I've learnt everything I need to know. That role, that career has fulfilled everything. You know, I can't keep flogging a dead horse, is the saying that we use here. You know, I feel like that there's Leos out there that it's just a couple of things have to click. Like you've just got to get over a couple of smaller hurdles when it comes to what feels like conflicting beliefs, yeah? And I feel it's something along the lines of, I should be lucky because a lot of people don't have jobs at this stage and I need to hold on to it. Something like that. Okay? Hey. Sorry, my dogs are about to bark. I feel like it's like that, Leo. Okay? Like there's this last... Oh, wow. The trumpet has sounded, the dogs have barked, Leo. I'm sorry about that. It's so scary because it echoes through the house. Oh, I saw that coming. I saw that coming. Has something happened? And you saw it coming. This feels really synchronistic. Maybe your dog didn't like someone. It's funny how intuitive energy works. Maybe your dog didn't like someone and that was your little hunch. Maybe you saw something coming. Look, I feel like I'm talking to a Leo that ultimately wants to move towards what and who matters the most to them. I honestly feel this is conflict. It might even just be an individual, okay? An individual, whether it's family related, someone that's connected into, you know, your friendship circle. Because, Leo, when I pick up on energy threads, frequencies, I could be picking up, this doesn't have to be your whole story, it's just bits and pieces that might resonate, you know. I might be picking up on a Leo that's experiencing this energy right now. The next bit that I talk about might be a Leo that's experiencing something else over on the other side of the world. It really doesn't. But this, to me, feels like an acquaintance kind of energy, not love. Okay, that's why I feel like it's work. It's a situation that feels dramatic and conflict-ridden. That you saw something coming. You feel overly watched and criticised because when the Page of Swords, this is like a stalker. You know, that micromanaging kind of energy. Like it's just like, I can't. What am I doing this for? You know, what's it for? I don't want to engage in this anymore. This is not the place for me. This is not the connection for me. That's not the kind of friend that I want to be around. That's what I'm feeling, Leo. Because what you ultimately want is peace. And what you are traveling towards and what you are choosing is peace. And the minute you let those little tweaks and niggles of thoughts is what I think is holding you back. It's not huge. It's not a massive fear. Not only do you calmly and peacefully travel towards what matters the most to you, but then you begin to gallop. This is the Chariot. This is very fast-moving energy, okay? If this is career-related, I would even say you will see this out, okay, in May, and then June, July offers you the pathway, the solution, the time to then make your move, okay? Because sometimes we have to be practical, maybe, and if this is career-related, maybe you do have to look for another job. Maybe at these times, not a lot of things are showing up, you know, obviously. I feel like it's conflict-ridden, and it's ultimately you're wanting to move to, you know, you want to focus on love and family and their happiness and what fills your heart with love, Leo. Like that's what you're wanting. Because the minute you make that choice, the minute you choose to disconnect from that energy, which no longer resonates with you, it is time to move. Okay, this is 5-6 energy. This is graduation. It's 11. It's mastery of being intuitively led. Okay, so when I see a 5 and 6, it is steps. Yes, steps up. However, you add them together, it's 11. Like that's an intuitive number. It's an awakening number. You've awakened to something. A realization that something is no longer a fit, a situation, a person, a connection, a friendship, and you're cutting them away, cutting it out of your life. This may be communicated. You may choose to communicate it formally. and you're choosing and moving and flowing towards peace. You know, underneath all this, you want that Ace of Cups energy, which is a reignition and reflushing of what nourishes you emotionally, situations, people, connections, a reignition in life, a reignition of the heart chakra when it comes to how you feel about your life, your purpose, your path, your connections. What you're currently experiencing is feeling like conflict. You're wanting to move away, and you're wanting to move towards something that feels a lot more like this, and it will. This is, you know, the ideal connection, the ideal young family. Yeah? Nurturing that vision. Whether you have that yet or not, that's what you're wanting. Okay? So this could be a story of a Leo that's moving away from a situation that feels like this, and you're wanting to move away from it. Because what you're looking for and wanting is this, but that could also be a Leo moving away from conflict and a burdensome feeling career or job or friendship, okay? That's just, right now, I don't want to deal with drama. I don't want to deal with things that don't fundamentally nourish me. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing the people I love. What matters most, that's where I want to invest my time. I want to flush the whole system, and in fact, I'm galloping towards it. You've learned a lot, okay? Since last July is a storyline I'm picking up on. This is a spiritual healing and a cleansing and a balancing, Leo. This is a gift, you know. There's news here, so if you are looking, if you are seeking alternatives when it comes to another offer, this is an offer that will please you emotionally, and it's actually like, I keep feeling career here. I keep feeling career, Leo. This is an offer that ultimately nourishes you emotionally. Doesn't just provide the practical stuff, it's actually emotionally nourishing communications. But that's also the kind of communication styles and connections you want, you know. This is about you really stepping into your element in order to close this off, all right? The Queen of Wands, she's the Queen of Fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. This is about you truly stepping in. And I feel like as you approach your solar return this year, your birthday, as you approach your solar return this year, Leo, there's something that happens that feels transformative. This is what you're going through. You're going through the final hurdles and the challenges. Like I said, June, July, and then at the end of July is Leo season, yeah? Watch how you step into your element at your birthday season. Do you have to wait that long? No. I feel like this energy starts to really permeate your awareness this week in many ways. Maybe there are key events that are happening or have recently happened that start to activate and work like dominoes within the path and journey that you're going to be experiencing until July. But until July, August. So I really feel like this ending has to happen, whatever it is, Leo, in order for you to truly feel like that again about life. And that's what you're looking for. You're wanting to be emotionally nourished so that you can be that divine spark and fire, you know? The Queen of Wands, she is dynamic and creative, and she's got this essence of fire that is passionate and sensual, and she starts stuff, you know? She is the ignition of life, the ignition of life force, Leo. And if you feel dull and dreary and just like this, that's not who you are. You are not defeated. You are not defeated. You are the lion, the lioness. You are the sun. You are life force. Yeah? That's how you deserve to feel. And I feel like there's an ending here and a choice that you are moving towards that emotionally nourishes you. And this ending is essential in order for you to truly connect back into who you really are, to embody that divine essence of the Queen of Fire, the Queen of Wands. Like I said, it doesn't have to take as long as your birthday. You're definitely in review mode, you know, with the Seven of Coins. You are focusing on your emotions and what nourishes you. You're really emotionally, I see that you're mentally challenged, pushed or stretched at the moment, only because, like I said, there's a niggling little doubt that is keeping you stuck. But there is an ending that is inevitable, and it is at your choice and your will and choosing that you walk away, because what you are walking towards is something a lot more fulfilling and nourishing. It is balancing. It brings your life, your whole life back into balance. And yes, that can happen when we simply just stop. And it's just a simple choice, Leo, when we actually make a choice. It is as simple as deciding we no longer want to engage with a friendship, we no longer want to engage with a workplace, we no longer want to engage with a certain connection that was perhaps even draining you mentally, you know, like it was not even sustaining you. It's the simple act of not engaging in or the choice to no longer engage in a connection, a way in which we allow our boundaries to be crossed perhaps, a way in which we allow ourselves to keep saying yes to situations that are fundamentally, mentally something that we need to walk away from, okay? Because I feel like it's a spiritual healing, and it's this energetic cord pulling is what I keep feeling. Like the minute you decide and it all clicks into place for you, you are going to not just sail away towards what nourishes you and what you are choosing for yourself, Leo. You're going to charge. It's like this momentum. You might now feel like there's this bow and arrow energy. You know, you might be feeling like life is dragging you back, this situation is dragging you back, but at that point that you decide, it's like, bam, everything is free flow after that. So I think this week is ultimately activating a few things for you about what it is that needs to go, who needs to go, situations that need to go, you know, ways in which you allow boundaries to be crossed, and what you are no longer going, you know, it's about picking and choosing our battles wisely. When the 5 of Swords shows up, that's like, you know, the 5 most people we spend our time around, are they nourishing? Are they nourishing for you, Leo? Because I see here what you want to go towards this. You want to be with family, be with your loved ones. You want to feel emotionally nourished again by your connections and what matters most to you. And you want to move away from unnecessary conflict. That's the choice, and that's the opportunity this week for you. And I know that you're going to actually not just make it, you are going to jump at the chance. Once you free up whatever's holding you back, and it is only small, it's nothing major, it doesn't feel like a massive fear, you will then charge forward. So perhaps you are being guided by Source. Perhaps in the past you knew this had to happen, or it was time to let something or someone or some situation go, because the divine has stepped in. And I know that you've heard the trumpet, you have heard the call. You know that this has to happen, and you know that it ultimately will lead you towards this, to this ending. With this ending, you get to step into this. You get to step into you. Getting back to you, Leo. There's an abundance here of emotional satisfaction and the energy that comes with embodying your creative element of fire, you know? Feeling like you are yourself again, and that's what this is about. It starts this week, and there's an ending, but it's at your choice and your choosing. You navigate this, and then you lead yourself to yourself. And that's the inspiration of Source. That's a bit special, Leo. How are you feeling? Abundant? You can do this. There's like Ace of Cups, 7 of Coins, you are in review. This is about you connecting into the Queen of Cups, like I was saying earlier. It's about getting emotionally nourished again. The bravery to do so. You are on your way to embodying the Empress energy, because that's 3 queens now. Yeah? Maybe you are having issues with 3 females, gossip at work. When there are 3 queens present, there's too many people, too many cooks in the kitchen. But it does indicate gossip around, you know, conflict around gossip or something to that effect, or feeling watched is what I feel like it's work. I feel like it's acquaintances. I feel like it's that unnecessary conflict energy that happens when people just engage in surface level stuff, you know? But you're more focused on what nourishes you emotionally, and what you want to head towards is the 10 of Cups. which looks nothing like you spend your time in that connection. You know, the Ten of Cups is about what sustains you from the inside out. Who and what matters the most. Something's got to go here, and you already know who and what. That's your beginning. There's a whole new beginning for you, yeah? You're manifesting change. I can keep going, but I'm going to stop. You are guided by Source this week, and it's time to end something, and you know exactly what that is. Okay? I hope that's helped. I'll see you next week, Leo. Thank you.